Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of NASCAR Thunder 2004 on the channel today. It is race number 4 of 36 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Bass Pro Shops MBNA 500. It is the second 500-mile race of the season and the first 500-mile race of the year in the Daytona 500. We had a pretty good showing, led the most laps, got a top 10 finish, and finished in 9th place. We need more of that luck here today. It's the second race of a double-header for you guys today, and the only reason is because we DNF'd pretty early out of the first race. So without further ado, we're going to hop into this. No qualifying, really no practice for me as well. It's one of the easier tracks to drive on this game, so I feel comfortable with that. Obviously, starting at the back is not going to help either. We just flat out need to make it to the end of the race here. So enjoy, strap in, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll take you through today's starting lineup and key analysis coming into the race.
EA Sports welcomes you to Hampton, Georgia, site of today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Bass Pro Shops MBNA 500. I think we're in for some incredible racing, judging by this track's history.
There sure have been some incredible finishes here at Atlanta. In the March race of 2001, Kevin Harvick beat Jeff Gordon to the checkered by mere inches to win his first NASCAR Winston Cup race. Given the circumstances and the emotion of that victory, that is one that people will talk about for decades to come.
Steve Park has had some tough breaks during his still young Winston Cup career. He missed a bunch of races in both 98 and 2001 due to injury.
And unfortunately, those injuries cost him a shot at the Rookie of the Year and his first top 10 points finish. But he's back now and as good as ever.
Kevin LePage is towards the bottom of the points list this season.
And how frustrating must that be? You're working just as hard as everyone else, yet you just can't seem to finish well on race days and gain the valuable points you need. Those guys need a good finish just to regain their confidence as a team.
Terry Labonte has been called the Iceman because of his cool demeanor under pressure. But maybe the nickname Iron Man is more appropriate.
That's right. Labonte set a record for consecutive race starts with 655. That's over 20 years without missing a race.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Take through today's starting lineup for race 2 of the doubleheader here on a Monday night. Rusty Wallace will be on the pole. First time this season he has scored the pole for the second consecutive race. Starting outside pole, it'll be Mark Martin in the 6th.
And the Pfizer 4.
Both chasing their first win of the season. Also chasing their first wins of the season, the two drivers lining up in row number 2. Inside, rookie Rudd, and outside it'll be Kurt Busch. In row number 3, it'll be the two Gordons, Robbie Gordon and Jeff Gordon. No relation between the two of them. Jeff Gordon got caught up in that big accident on lap 6. He DNF'd in the last race as well. Kenny Walton, Daytona 500 winner Ricky Craven will be in row number 4. Behind them in row number 5, it is going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Hermie Sadler.
And the 02 car.
Second straight top 10 qualifying start for Hermie Sadler.
We have the 38 car.
In row number 6, it'll be Hermie's brother Elliott Sadler on the inside with Johnny Benson on the outside. Behind them in row number 7, it'll be Sterling Marlin and Jerry Nadeau starting 13th and 14th. And behind them in row number 8, it'll be Mike Skinner in the 4 and Kevin Harvick, Season 1 Daytona 500 winner, starting outside of him. Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman will be in row number 9.
And the Altel Dodge.
Behind them in row number 10, it's going to be Jeremy Mayfield for Ray Evernham and Steve Park for Richard Childress. In row number 11, it'll be the 2000 Winston Cup champ Bobby Labonte and Jeff Green, starting on the outside of him. In row number 20, it'll be Brett Bodine and rookie Casey Mears. Bodine won the last race at Las Vegas due to the inversion of the randomization of the finishing order due to our DNF. Rookie Greg Biffle-Wardburt will be in row 13, and in row number 14, it'll be rookie Jamie McMurray and 2003 Winston Cup champ Matt Kenseth. Joe Nemechek and Dale Jarrett will be in row number 15. Nemechek's already got 2 top 10s in the first 3 races of the season. Michael Waltrip and Christian Fittipaldi will be in row 16. Waltrip won at Rockingham in that second race of the year. In row number 17, it'll be young gun Kevin LePage and another younger driver, though a rookie, Jack Sprague. In row number 18, it's going to be Jeff Burton and Kyle Petty. Ashton Lewis, part-time rookie driver, will be inside row 19. Outside of him, it'll be veteran Kenny Schrader. In row 20, another part-time rookie driver, two of them, in fact, in this row, Kevin Grubb and David Green. In row 21, it'll be Tony Stewart and Bill Elliott, former champions of the sport. Stewart, a three-time champion by the end of his career. Elliott, a one-time champion. And in row 22, rounding out the field, it'll be our driver that we are running as, Terry Labonte, in the Road Runner Looney Tunes paint scheme today. We'll try it again, this time for 500 miles around another mile-and-a-half racetrack. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at Atlanta. Patience is going to have to be on display because the last two races you did not really see any of that. And that is why Terry Labonte was not able to make it to the end. He has to make it to the end of this race today. He can't afford to have 3 DNFs this early in the season, especially in a row. Well, they're going to get through lap 1. That's a good start. Not sure how fast this car is going to be without any practice or qualifying. So we're really going to have to take our time and feel it out for the very beginning of this race. Tony Stewart already making his way through the traffic. Started 41st, making up ground. 3 wide off of turn number 2, nearly 4 wide. So Bonnie now makes a move underneath of Kyle Petty. Tony Stewart in the mix as well, who's already gaining a lot of ground early on. Stewart and Labonte still side by side by the time they get off into turns 1 and 2. And they are still going 3 by 3 through the middle of the pack, just up ahead of these guys. Labonte got a little loose there going into turns 3 and 4. Look at Casey Mears, Greg Biffle all the way near the outside. Biffle almost got squeezed into the wall by Ward Burton. Bonnie just kind of staying on the inside and letting these guys kind of falter around him. Drafting down the back straightaway in line there behind Dale Jarrett. Braked a little early. He's going to beat him back to the gas. He might get off of turn 4 underneath Jarrett. And he does barely. Herbie Sadler started in the top 10, already outside the top 20 in the first 5 laps. Wow, Labonte started to waltz up the racetrack. Barely keeping it off Jamie McMurray, and he's already up to 21st on lap 5. That is incredible, especially without any practice or qualifying entering today's race. Car seems to be gripping up pretty easily. Diamond Jeff, by the way, welcome to the stream. Saw you in here. Oh, cars in the wall! Matt Kenseth, Steve Park off of turn 4, get together, contact between the two, then they both ended up getting into the wall slightly. Labonte trying to get underneath Jeremy Mayfield, just can't quite do it. Still underneath Jeff Green in the 1. It's amazing how quickly Terry Labonte has moved through this field. He's still making passes. Absolutely hauling. Oh boy, I think Sterling Marlin was going to take a swing on him. Just fell short of being able to do that.
Leaders got you by 2 seconds. Number 18, timeout.
Terry Labonte to the inside of his brother Bobby now for 8th. Terry's going to pick up the position. Big run to the outside of Elliott Sadler. Going to get around him now. Darren Dill, welcome to the stream. Oh boy, Sadler trying to peek back to the inside of Labonte, but Labonte gets the drive off of turn 4, and now he drives underneath the 10 car of Johnny Benson. Wow, Terry Labonte's got a fast car here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Coming from the back of the field, and he's already up to 10th. Car's an absolute rocket ship early on, but that doesn't mean anything. Kind of saw in the last race how he had a fast car and just didn't even make it out of lap 6. Him and teammate Jeff Gordon looking for bounce-back performances. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. And there is Ricky Rudd. Remember, he dumped Terry Labonte back at Rockingham 2 races ago. Terry Labonte obviously hasn't forgotten. And he is coming after the 21 of Rudd. Trying to get on his outside, and Rudd is blocking him up the racetrack. Labonte's going to make absolutely sure that he doesn't get to the inside of Ricky Rudd, because Rudd might turn him if he tries to do that. And completely dump him more than turning him. And he just about... Oh, he did save it! What a save by Terry Labonte as he got hung on the back of the 21 of Rudd. Oh my goodness, save of the year right there. What a save going into turns 3 and 4. Labonte got caught on the back bumper of Ricky Rudd going into turn 3. Slid all the way up the racetrack in front of Rudd, and he just kept it off the wall. Oh my goodness. How did that happen? And they keep it green, they keep it going.
This is between you and the leaders, 2.5 seconds.
Lost some time from the leaders. Jeff Gordon got back around Labonte as well, but that is way better than a wrecked race car, because that's what it was looking like right there. Wow, that'll take your breath away in an instant. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable what just happened there. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. This is the final season of NASCAR Thunder 04 on the channel. We're, I think somebody mentioned it down in the chat already. This is the final season for this game on the channel. Not, like, obviously, in general. The final NASCAR Thunder 04 season. And that's because we'll be moving to NASCAR 2005, and then we'll keep moving up the ladder with games from this point on. Doing 2 seasons per. This is the second season. Again, fan-voted season, running as Terry Labonte. Not off to a strong start outside of the Daytona 500. He's able to finish 9th. About wrecked out of 3 races in a row right there, but luckily Labonte was able to make it through. And because he kept it off the wall, there's really no damage on the car outside of the minimal damage he made with Ricky Rudd initially. Yeah, save of the year right at the end of 2020. I don't know how that happened. I thought for certain we were going to end up in the wall and the car was going to turn around once we hit the wall. right in front of a whole field of traffic. You saw how stacked up everybody got behind. That was unbelievable.
The 24 car is outside.
Ooh, Labonte squeezing underneath Jeff Gordon. Making a pass now for fourth. Clear.
24 is coming out.
Beautiful slide job.
We're clear. The leaders are about a second and a half ahead.
I mean, we were inches off that wall, too, when we made that save. That was absolutely incredible. Big run off of turn 4. Kurt Busch couldn't block that. Labonte to third.
They're all around.
Looking for redemption after 2 DNFs in the last 2 races. That's the nice thing, though. It is still early in the season. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream as well. It is still early in the season. So these DNFs aren't going to hurt as much as if they were, say, late in the year. Plenty of time to still come back from it. But it can come back to bite him if things don't go his way very shortly.
Only 1 second behind the leader.
And there are a couple tough races on the schedule up next. We go to Darlington for the first time. 400-mile race there. That is the next race. That will be coming up next week. And then the Food City 500 at Bristol. The first race there on the season will also be coming up next week. Another 500-miler at Texas. We go back, I should say we go to Talladega for the first time this year after that.
Green set. The 2 car is the leader.
Terry Labonte up to second place. Just got around Dale Earnhardt Jr. now into turns 1 and 2.
The 8 car down low. Clear. Car down low.
Junior trying to get back to the inside of Labonte off of turn 4.
On your line. Still there. Keep patient.
Labonte got a good drive on the exit of the corner. Now he pulls down and blocks Dale Jr. down the front stretch. Rusty Wallace still in the lead. After starting on the pole, there's a good chance he's led every lap up to this point today. Labonte's going to be looking for a lot of payback today, let me tell you. Incidences, major ones with Ricky Rudd. About had one again here today. Remarkable save. Rudd was trying to block, and it nearly went wrong. Greg Biffle being another one of those drivers. Johnny Benson. Big drive off of turn 2. Rusty Wallace trying to block, but Labonte stays in the gas and gets to the inside into turn 3. For the lead. Got it. Off of turn 4, Terry Labonte out in front at lap 25 from the rear to the lead without practice or qualifying for today's race. Great job. Now clean air out in front of Labonte for at least the next little bit. We're running NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel for the rest of the week, by the way. We will be going back to the Cup Series side of things tomorrow, and we go to Talladega for the Alabama 500. It'll be the second race of the round of 12 there, and then Truck Series racing at Talladega the following day on Wednesday. Charlotte Roval also coming up for the Cup and Xfinity Series this week, so it'll be a fun week of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel, let me tell you. So again, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NASCAR content. Those are some of the full race live streams coming up here over the next handful of days. Thanks, Joshua. I was quite surprised the Packers won the way they did last night. They looked really good. That was probably one of their better games, if not their very best game they've played this year, because I was honestly thinking Tennessee was going to beat us going into last night. They played... I mean, Derrick Henry still had 98 yards rushing on us. But I guaranteed that he was going to get about 150 at least, and he didn't. That was pretty impressive. Yep, down to 48 days until the Daytona 500 now. I'm really surprised that head coach for the Titans, Vrabel, didn't throw the challenge flag that one day. Not one day. What am I talking about? I'm surprised he didn't throw the challenge flag when Aaron Jones stepped out of bounds on that one long run he had. What was it? Early third quarter when that happened. I think at the time it was still like a 19-14 game. It was still really close, early third. He didn't throw the challenge flag. Like, he stepped out of bounds. And I think the refs probably missed it because it was, I mean, for those of you that might have watched the game or didn't watch the game last night, there was a lot of snow on the ground the entire game. It kind of let up in the fourth quarter. It wasn't snowing as much, but that might have caused for the official down the sideline to miss him stepping out of bounds. But they didn't even throw the challenge flag. It didn't really seem like they were running a hurry-up offense either to get to the line quickly so they could snap it. So I was quite surprised they didn't throw the challenge, because that was really like the game shifter right there. From that point and then scoring a touchdown a couple plays after that, I mean, you could tell that just sucked the life out of the Titans. Didn't get to watch it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it was on... that's the nice thing with the Packers being the Packers and us having Aaron Rodgers. We get a lot of primetime games, so even without Sunday ticket, I'm able to watch like nearly every game. I think there's only been 2 games that have been out of market that I haven't been able to watch, but I've watched them on Red Zone because I'm paying for Red Zone at least. But so I'm not able to actually watch the full game, but I'm able to at least catch the scoring plays as they happen. Better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, I've only missed 2 games because I live about an hour and 15 minutes south of Detroit. So both the Detroit games I've seen this year, and then there's a couple other games they played at 4:30 that were nationally televised that weren't like primetime games that I've been able to watch too. But yeah, there was only like 2 1 o'clock games throughout the course of the season I've actually missed this year. They were both early in the year. I think I missed the Vikings game, the second one, the one they lost, and then there was a game like week 2 or 3 I missed earlier in the season as well. Lap traffic going to be coming up for the first time today for Terry Labonte. Lap 34 already in this one. Hopefully this doesn't run too late. I got to work tomorrow. No, I'm not scheduled. Or I should say I wasn't originally scheduled to work, but got overtime. And usually the 500-mile races I like to start at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock with the 400-mile races. And that's what we were originally supposed to have tonight at Vegas, but we DNF'd 6 laps in, so I wasn't going to let that be the end of the night. It was a little too early to DNF. One-two out at the front of the field right now for Hendrick Motorsports. Jimmy Johnson, 3.5 seconds off the race lead. About midway through the actual fuel run itself right now as well. Oh, wow, Kevin Grubb got really loose off of turn 2. Talk about loose. Boy, Terry Labonte really pitched it into 3 and 4. He wanted to make sure he kept it on the inside to get around Kevin Grubb. Going to have to be patient when he gets to these lap cars, especially these ones at the very back of the pack. He's starting to widen out that lead. He needs to be patient tonight. Obviously, he wants to try to lead the most laps so he can get 10 bonus points and win the race. Hopefully get that first win of the season. Car is definitely fast, that's for certain. Jeff Gordon now up to third, so it's 1, 2, 3 at the front of the field for Hendrick Motorsports now. And Gordon was another one of those drivers that DNF'd in the last race after that lap 6 accident.
Outside. Okay, we're clear.
Still caution free in this one as well. By the way, again, just a quick update. Remember I mentioned that we were going to have like a best of as far as like accidents that we've seen on the channel throughout the course of 2020, as well as maybe some of the better races in general, highlights of that, best finishes. Those videos will be coming up this week. I plan on one of those, the first of which uploading either tomorrow, later tomorrow. If I can't get it out before the start of the stream tomorrow, then it will upload on Wednesday. And then the next one will probably upload on either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Bonnie really drifted up the track there at 1 and 2. Stayed in the gas though. All 4 races so far this year, and I'd even throw Daytona in there. This is probably the best handling car Labonte's had so far this season. By far better than Rockingham, I can tell you that much. And Vegas was really good handling. We just couldn't get out of everybody's way there those first 6 laps, which caused the big accident down the backstretch. And off of turn 2. I mean, they were going 3 by 3. There was contact a lot, and I was trying to get out of it. And just, you know, once we got like 10 laps into the race, I'm sure everything would have sorted out. Just that initial double file start. Just so hectic. And we didn't even get any bonus points for leading the lap despite qualifying on the pole, so that kind of stunk too. If I didn't overdrive turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap, we would have been probably smooth sailing right away. And we'd probably still be running that race, to be completely honest. .8-second lead back to Johnson. Jeff Gordon still in third, and still in fourth place it's Rusty Wallace. So all 4 tires now on Terry Labonte's car getting a little worn out. We've got 1 driver out of the race who's blown an engine as well. Not sure exactly who that might be. Can't tell who it is. The bad graphics and going by these cars a little too quickly. Well, here's Greg Biffle. -54. He's not upset enough to take a swing at Terry Labonte. So for Labonte's sake, I think he's all right with that. Just got around Kenny Wallace. Labonte's trying to work his way around Kenny Wallace as well. Oh, man, Biffle just about blocked Terry Labonte into the wall, and now Labonte gets a little bit of the wall there off of turn 2, not much. Caught the wall again there off turn 4. Just let Kenny Wallace go underneath him right now. Biffle is not upset enough right now. And around goes Biffle. Terry Labonte just turned Greg Biffle. Payback on the Biff from Rockingham. And he kept blocking. Cautions out for the first time today at lap 48. Cap 24, welcome to the stream. Caution's out for the first time today. Terry Labonte's going to hit pit road after turning Greg Biffle. Pretty much everybody coming to pit road right behind him. So there's one of the 3 drivers that Labonte needed payback on. He got it on Biffle right there. Mission 1 accomplished indeed, Diamond Jeff. We got 2 more to go. So lap 48, we get our first caution of the race, and now we're going to have some guys racing off of pit road here. 4 tire change, no adjustments coming for Terry Labonte. And Labonte wins the race off pit road. Jeremy Mayfield comes out in second place. Pretty fast stop for him. Green flag back in the air. Lap 52. Pretty harmless spin, though, for Greg Biffle as well. He didn't really come back up the racetrack and make contact with anybody else. And he's not that far behind Labonte on the restart, so Biffle's going to make sure he tries to get up to speed quickly. Keeps those lap cars behind him as well and not give Biffle a shot to even get any sort of payback on him. Big run for Labonte off of turn 4. Drifted way up the racetrack. He's on the outside of Christian Fittipaldi in the 43. Running that Honey Nut Cheerios paint scheme. Labonte on the outside still of Fittipaldi. Just got the side draft off that right rear. Jeff Burton's coming. He wants a shot at the lead. I'm sure Jeff Gordon does too. Labonte's driving hard on the outside to try and get around Fittipaldi. Clears him finally off in turn 4. It took about a lap and a half, but he got him. Bonnie's car is an absolute rocket ship tonight. We've already expressed it at the start of the day. I mean, we saw him go from the rear of the field to the front. It only took him 25 laps, and without practice or qualifying to have that kind of setup in the race car, that's pretty awesome. Not too many times you could have something like that happen. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. A lot of clean air out in front of Labonte right now as well. I'm going to alternate to the different camera angles for the first time. The opening 100 laps of tonight's race. Kevin Harvick's now just worked his way up to second all of a sudden. Dale Jr. up to third, Jeff Burton back to fourth, and Jeff Gordon back to fifth now. Yeah, all the snow we had from Christmas pretty much melted within the last 2 days here in my house. Most of it melted yesterday, but the rest of it melted today. Got up right around like mid-30s, 40 degrees both days. Kevin Harvick and Terry Labonte are really even right now lap time-wise. For about the last 4 laps, it's been about a 9.5 second lead consistently. I'd have to assume if Harvick maybe had the clean air, he might be the one being able to maybe pull away slightly from Labonte. It's definitely possible. It's just amazing how much grip this 5 car's got in the early going of a run. About a tenth of a second faster that last lap than Harvick. Of course, this isn't the Atlanta Motor Speedway that I'm sure you guys are used to nowadays as well as Las Vegas from a little bit earlier today. Though this one, the same configuration, same exact pavement in fact too. That's why it's so much bumpier now versus back here in 2003. It only had about 5 years worth of running on it. This is pretty much about when we saw the best racing at Atlanta, and if I had to say, a lot of those close Atlanta finishes came in from the late 90s to mid 2000s. Even into the late 2000s and early 2010s, it was putting on some classic and great moments, great races at that point in time as well. Very true as well there, Darren. Just the pure engine roar and sound itself, too. Just sounds more beefier than the older EA games. Harvick a little bit faster over the last couple laps again. Seemed like Labonte pulled away a couple tenths. Harvick has reeled him back in slightly. Jeff does have a little bit of a point, too, though. The sound in the more recent NASCAR Heat games have gotten a lot better compared to what they were in the early NASCAR Heat games. It's between 4 and 5. especially. Go back to the far chase cam for now. 1.1 second lead over Harvick. Harvick's had third place right on his back bumper pretty much this entire time while he's trying to keep pace with Terry Labonte. So Harvick definitely not cracking under pressure, though it is the opening 100 laps of the race. I'm sure that might have a lot to do with it as well. That third place driver again would be Dale Jr. Sterling Marlin into the top 5, up to 4th. Ward Burton running 5th. Still a long ways to go before lap traffic is cut. One caution already today. Again, that came out at lap 48 about 20 laps ago. Terry Labonte turned lap car Greg Biffle. Got payback on him from an earlier incident between the two of them at Rockingham. And now still Johnny Benson needing or having to get payback from Terry Labonte yet. That was from the Daytona 500 and Ricky Rudd from Rockingham. Of course, you guys know how that one ended a couple days ago at the Rock. Or sorry, yesterday. Yeah, man, it feels like it was a couple days ago. It was yesterday afternoon when that happened. I don't really know him too well. Michael, he was on my basketball team growing up. He was a year ahead of me too. I just remember him having diabetes. I guess he would have to go to the bathroom. There might have been, I can't remember if there was like a time during the game, but I remember like in practice every now and then he'd have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I haven't seen him since high school at all. Well, it would have been my junior year of high school. I haven't seen him since he graduated. I wasn't real close to him, just kind of... He was a good guy, though. We were just close because of basketball in high school. .75 laps down. Again, just one caution. Labonte's really starting to pull away now. He's got about a 2.5 second lead over Harvick. Harvick's about a full second ahead of Dale Jr. now as well. Jr. is right on his back bumper for the longest time. He just could never get around him. Haven't been looking too in-depth with the point standings, at least since the start of the season, but it's still really early. I don't really plan of taking a really good look at it until about a third of the way through the season. Once we get 12 races in, we'll start to slowly see how the championship picture is going to play out and who are going to be the real contenders versus the drivers who are up front now just because of the early going start to the season. Especially the Daytona 500, the finishing order got really randomized there at the end with the big one coming out with 17 to go, taking a handful of really good drivers out. There were a couple of engine failures in the first half of the race as well with a couple of favorites like Ryan Newman. I think Kevin Harvick might have blown an engine as well, Dale Jr. Then that last race got a little randomized as well with the finishing order after I DNF'd on lap 6. It randomized the finishing order. It didn't randomize the Rockingham finishing order when I DNF'd there. It doesn't do it all the time, but it does it some of the times in this game for whatever reason. That's why Brett Bodine got scored with the win at Vegas. Michael Waltrip got the win at Rockingham, but he was on the top 10 most of the day, so it wasn't really a random finishing order. And everybody else behind him wasn't randomized either. Dale Jr. finished second. I do remember that. There were a couple other stronger cars that were in the top 5 and top 10 all day that finished there as well. Yeah, Johnny Benson and Ricky Rudd are the other two rivals. Labonte's got to catch now. He'll probably catch Greg Biffle again before those guys, but he's going to try to get around him as quick as he can. Hopefully Biffle doesn't take a swing at him. Probably will. Labonte's just going to have to make sure he keeps control of his race car as best as he can if and when that happens.
Your right front's wearing down. Keep an eye on it.
Ashton Lewis in the 46 trying to block Terry Labonte to go into turns 1 and 2 while Labonte got really tight in the center of the corner. Had to really get out of the gas.
Got one eye.
So he's got to run to the inside of Ashton Lewis. He'll make a pass on him real quickly.
You're clear.
Rondo Slice, welcome to the stream. It was a combination of a couple drivers who caused us the DNF. Ricky Rudd was the main contributor in that because he kind of put us up into the wall, and then we were going to come to pit road and we got clobbered by somebody else. Right before the final stop of the race with less than 40 to go, while leading nonetheless. That was so very unfortunate. Already nearing lap 100. It doesn't feel like this race is taking as long as it probably should for being a 500-mile event.
Right left. Clear on both sides.
He got a little loose off turn 2, kept his foot in the throttle. Got his way right around David Green and Kevin LePage. He's washing way up the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. He stays clear of both the lap cars he just passed, though, and keeps it off the wall.
Smart pass. You're clear.
There's Greg Biffle in the 16. Him and Kevin Grubb are battling for position. Biffle's got a big run, Labonte's got a big run off of turn 2. Grubb trying to get around the inside of Biffle.
16 isn't going to let you out easily. The 16 car took
Labonte to the inside of Biffle. Biffle took a swing at him.
16 just made some contact. Clear on both sides.
Underneath Kevin Grubb in the 26. Luckily, Labonte was able to keep it off of him. Biffle lost a ton of ground as Grubb got back around him as well. We stay green. Bodine just slid right up in front of Labonte trying to block him. He tries to keep from going a lap down. I believe he's already 1 lap down. Now he's 2 down. If I remember correctly, I think we can go anywhere between 60 to 70 laps on fuel here from season 1. We got a blown engine on the inside of the racetrack, and it's Robbie Gordon in the 31. So Robbie Gordon has now blown an engine in the early going of today's race at Atlanta.
Okay, we're clear. The 23 car is gaining on you.
Tell you what, this sometimes brings out the worst in you, because I just well, we turned Biffle for that first caution of the race back on lap 48. Remember, we used him in season 1. We used him because he was my favorite driver when I was growing up as a kid. I don't care who it is. You wreck me, you're gonna get some payback. Even if it takes a couple races like it just did. Again, that was from 2 races ago at Rockingham. We're still looking to get back at Johnny Benson. He took us out the Daytona 500. That was 3 races ago. It's kind of unfortunate we weren't able to win a Daytona 500 here on NASCAR Thunder 04. 0 for 2 there. Starting to get towards the end of the fuel run. Oh, wow. Biffle lightly grazed the wall off of 4. He just kept pushing and kept pushing. Overdrove 1 and 2 now. If I had to imagine, Johnny Benson's probably running mid-pack right now. Probably same goes for Ricky Rudd, I'd have to imagine. Might not be seeing these guys until after green flag pit stops, if I had to guess. Harvick still in second. Sterling Marlin up to 3rd. Jimmy Johnson back into the top 5. About a 5.5 second lead, roughly, for Terry Labonte. 4th race of the year. That's when we got our first win back in season 1, was on the 4th race of the season, though that was a custom schedule season, so that race was at Michigan where we were able to do it there. In season 1, we didn't have very good luck on the 500-mile races for the most part, but already top 10 in the first one at Daytona. And a crown jewel event nonetheless now here at Atlanta. Fast car early on, almost 100 laps in, and we've led the most up to this point and are currently still leading. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. 10 people watching here tonight. Thanks for everybody tuning in as well on a Monday night, nevertheless. Hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Helps with the YouTube algorithm, getting these videos and live streams recommended under other related NASCAR content on YouTube. And as well, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We have daily NASCAR content. Mainly includes the full race live streams with these realistic broadcasts, but as well as other related NASCAR content. least Mike Skinner's not mad enough to take a swing at Terry Labonte here, so Terry should be able to get around him pretty cleanly. Terry cannot get his car to turn at all going into 3 and 4. It just got really tight. And on a little bit older tires doesn't help. Makes a move to the inside of Mike Skinner. A little contact there with Hermie Sadler. Didn't take much. Big block by Steve Park. He wasn't clear at all. Well, contact with the front bumper of Terry Labonte. Lap 100 now here today at Atlanta. So Labonte gets to the inside of Park, and he'll put him a lap down for the first time today. Two rounds of PGA, that's pretty cool. One thing I didn't like about the, I think the last golf game I had it wasn't Tiger Woods, it was Rory McIlroy EA Sports game. And the only thing I didn't like about it, I thought it was way too easy. Like, even on the hardest difficulty, it was, like, super ridiculously easy. Like, I couldn't play full rounds. I had to play, like, the short and simulated rounds because I would dominate tournaments too easily. Like, very early in my career, like, my overall of my player would be in the 60s yet on my career, and I would just be dominating tournaments. Not all of them, but, like, most of them. But by the end of the season, for the FedEx Cup, I mean, it wasn't even close. Trying to race to the inside of Jeremy Mayfield as Mayfield keeps trying to pull a block on him. Remember, Jeremy restarted in second. Had a fast pit stop, so he really fell behind. Now he's a lap down. A 10-second lead to Kevin Harvick in second. Nobody's hit pit road yet under green flag. Just over a gallon of fuel left. So Bonnie's going to take it as long as he can. Try to take it another couple laps. So last pitted under the caution at lap 48. Just the fuel efficiency isn't really right there. Yes, Johnny Benson does drive the 10 car. Still over half a gallon of fuel. So without practice at all for this race, it's going to be interesting to see Terry Labonte trying to make his way onto pit road. Going to stay out one more lap. He'll be coming to pit road the next time by. Kyle Petty just came to pit road that time. Harvick is on pit road, I believe, as we speak. And Terry Labonte will be coming this time at lap 106. And he's actually out of fuel down the back straightaway. So Labonte really stretched his car until its absolute limit here as he'll come down to the apron. He's got to be careful. Car wants to spin out already. So he's going to have to coast it to pit road as he's out of fuel. But at least he'll get down cleanly. No adjustments. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming after our first pit stop of the day. Gameplay is pretty good. Nice. Yeah, I didn't see like too many reviews on it. A lot of pit road mistakes were made in both the Daytona 500, the Bud Shootout, and even the second race of the year at Rockingham. Didn't get to see a pit stop during the Vegas race. This is the second one already today, and they're 2 for 2. Clean stop, only 16 seconds. 16.4, so pretty quick stop for Terry Labonte there.
Number 38 is outside. Okay, we're clear.
Have to be careful coming up onto the racetrack here. Going to try to stay on the apron as long as he can. Work his way back up. In front of Jeremy Mayfield and way behind Kyle Petty. Now 4 fresh tires back on the car. Has to feel great for Labonte. Still in the lead lap as well, so even if we got a caution, it wouldn't hurt him at all. It'd actually help him probably because it would trap so many guys a lap down with whoever is the leader right now. If it is somebody who has not yet led a lap today, that'd be pretty beneficial as well. Only Rusty Wallace and Terry Labonte have led laps up until the cycling of green flag stops right now. So a couple drivers have to hit pit road that are still ahead of Terry Labonte. He had about a 10-second lead over Kevin Harvick before Harvick came to pit road. Sterling Marlin's still on the racetrack. He's the last driver that has to hit pit road. Michael Waltrip was one of the few that just came down. And Sterling Marlin is on pit road this time now, so he'll be pitting. He's going to surrender his lead. He's able to get 5 bonus points for leading the lap. He was in the top 5 as well. He was running in 4th earlier.
Number 45 is trying them on.
Dale Jr. actually cycles to 2nd during the green flag stops. Bonnie was actually able to gain a 2nd during the green flag stops. Again, his time on pit road very quick for his pit stop. A little contact between Labonte and Kyle Petty going into turns 3 and 4. Bonnie made the initial contact with Kyle Petty, then he just kind of got hooked on him there for a second. A little bit heavier lap traffic coming up as well.
Don't let him by, but try not to hold him up either. Outside. Okay, we're clear.
Joe Nemechek trying to block Terry Labonte now. Those are teammates nonetheless.
Number 25 is still there.
Labonte's able to put him a lap down cleanly.
They're all around.
Turns 1 and 2.
Outside. Clear. Got one eye. Still there. Clear on both sides.
Actually, kind of a fun drive for me here today, just simply because of how great this car is. Making it really fun for myself. Ripping around the lap traffic. Even when we kind of miss our marks on the bottom of the racetrack, it's still got good grip in the middle. Even in the higher portion of the corner. Shouldn't have that much grip in this game. Especially with these cars in traffic, but Bonnie's just ripping right around this place. Trying to get that first win of the season. "12-second lead back to Dale Jr. Tony Stewart sitting third. Fourth place is Jimmy Johnson. Bobby Labonte rounds out the top 5 right now. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to get any snow where I live for the next couple days at least. Thank goodness. Just get me to New Year's. I don't have to work. Well, I guess I'll have to work the day after New Year's Day, but get me to then, and then the next day. I don't care if it snows 10 inches on my days off and I don't have to go anywhere. For the days I have to work, I pray that it just does not snow, because it took me almost an hour to get to work the other day. And there wasn't even that much snow either the day after Christmas. The only reason it was as bad as it was because there was no salt or snow trucks on the road plowing it off or anything on Christmas Day, so that's the only reason it was as bad as it was. So if we get the big snowstorms, man, my car does not handle well the snow at all. Even in heavy rain, like if I'm sitting at like an uphill, like at like a stoplight or a stop sign, at like little, even the gradual like incline, my tires spin when I try to get back into the gas. And I don't even have to hit the gas hard. It's like spin, 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 spin. So I have to make sure there's like absolutely nothing coming across the street if it's a stop sign when that situation comes about, because I know my tires are likely going to spin. I just put new tires on the car like a year ago. Not last winter, but the winter before that. So I probably have like maybe 10, 15,000 miles on my tires at the most. Car is just not built for the weather. It's built for show. It's not show in nice weather, not terrible weather, especially in the winter. Oh, man. Bonnie just got really tight into 3 and 4. He got up into the wall. Did pass Jamie McMurray. Now he's going to have to pass him right back again. There's some pretty heavy lap traffic right around him. Big run off of turn 2. 3 wide to the inside now underneath both Kevin Grubb and Jamie McMurray. Big send-off into 3 and 4 there for Labonte. Gets around Kenny Wallace as well. Look at the grip. Still pushed a little tight, but got back into the gas really soon. He passed all 3 of them. Just caught too much of the apron there. That was a close one. Murray trying to gain a little bit of ground back and try to race his way back to the lead lap, perhaps. Here comes Greg Biffle again. And there's Johnny Benson as well. Bonnie's probably going to have to get around Biffle first. Try to take his time around him. Oh, wow, Biffle. Trying to get back to the inside of... Johnny Benson first here. So Biffle's trying to block Labonte, and Labonte's got to be careful because once he gets alongside Greg Biffle, Biffle's probably going to try to turn him. Starting the corner high there in 3 and 4, just gets to his inside off of turn 4. Biffle takes a shot. Boy, did he take a shot right there. Labonte drives on by. Big run, and Benson just about blocked Labonte into the wall. There was no contact between the two of them, but boy, might as well have been.
He may try to pay you back.
Terry Labonte's willing to take his time to try and get his payback on Johnny Benson right here. That is for certain. Lap 129, we still got just under 200 to go. Benson just keeps trying to block Terry. I think he knows what's coming. Wow, Benson almost got in the wall himself there off of turn 2. Got a good drive off the exit of the corner, though. Just blocking Terry Labonte. Labonte stalks him. Getting down to the inside, he just pulls a big block on him. Terry looking high again. Oh, Labonte just about banged it off the wall. Kind of missed. Thought he was alongside Johnny Benson. I guess he wasn't. I get another shot at him. Nope, maybe not. Starting to catch these next two lap cars ahead of him. Did not qualify for today's race. Started at the back. No qualifying or practice. Wow, Labonte got loose off of turn 2. On the inside of Johnny Benson. Look at Labonte just slide again. Off the exit of turn 4. Bonnie's trying to get on the right rear. Parkway Intros, welcome to the stream. Whoa, boy. It's a little scrape off the wall. Bonnie barely nudged it. Getting into turn 3. Lost a little bit of ground behind Benson again. This is insane. Labonte's been trying for about 10 or 11 laps to turn Johnny Benson. Look at Benson blocking him, and he's in the wall off of turn 4 now. No heavy damage on the car. Again, he's willing to take his time to do it, and he is definitely taking his time. Yeah, I definitely remember you. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Definitely just like slurred my speech terribly there. Definitely remember you, Parkway Intros. Thanks for stopping by here tonight. One caution, back at lap 48, longest green flag run then since. His right front's getting pretty worn out right now. He's trying to catch up to Johnny Benson for the moment. Benson continues to block. Brett Bodine's now going to get to the inside. There's some contact between the 5 and the 11 getting into turn 1. Oh, contact between Bodine and Labonte. Labonte still trying to get back at Benson from the Daytona 500. Oh, wow, Labonte got really sideways into turns 1 and 2. He made a little accidental contact with him on entry to turn 1. That's what caused both of those drivers to get loose that time. Labonte's got to get back around Bodine. Pushing really tight off of turn 4. Labonte had the run there for the moment. This is insane. He just can't get alongside of Johnny Benson at all. He's on the gas right now, and Benson just keeps trying to block him. Christian Fittipaldi might be in the way now. Bonnie loose into turns 3 and 4. Barely drives around Fittipaldi. On the outside of Johnny Benson. Oh, man. Just missed him again. I mean, that is just unbelievable. He just cannot get alongside of him. Trying to get a big run in the draft now. You would think this would be irritating Labonte even more right now because it has been nearly 19 laps since he's gotten behind Johnny Benson trying to get payback on him. They haven't even really made contact with one another. Very minimal once. Insane. It's a good thing Labonte's got a big lead. It's another reason why he's willing to be patient to try and get payback on Johnny Benson. This is insane. Look at how low he's even blocking him down the straightaways on the inside of the racetrack. Back to the outside. Benson got a really good drive in the center of the corner. He didn't even have to block that time. Another run down to the bottom. And now Labonte gets tight. And 3 and 4, Benson drives away a little bit more again. Benson just chopping Labonte's nose off right in the center of the corner. This is insane how long this is taking. Oh, he might have him now. No, he still can't get... It looked like he was going to get alongside of him again, just couldn't quite do it. Big run down the back. That didn't work at all. Wow. Bonnie got really loose getting into turn 1. There was some contact there, and now Benson's upset. Now Benson is upset with Labonte. Again, that's why Terry needs to get to his outside. And there he goes, and around goes Benson into turn 3. Terry Labonte finally got him back. Caution's out for the second time today, 100 laps after the first caution. Lap 148. As they race back to the caution flag. It took about 25 laps just to turn him. That is insane how long that took. Benson goes sliding through the grass in turns 3 and 4. Probably took way longer than what it needed to. Pit stop's likely coming up, at least for Labonte here. They were running low on fuel. Yeah, majority of the drivers coming to pit road. Might have some lap cars taking the wave around at the front of the field, so it's probably why they're staying out. Mission 2 complete, yep. And that leaves Ricky Rudd for us to get payback on still. Four fresh tires, full tank of fuel, no damage to repair here. They're making some sort of a chassis adjustment for whatever reason. Didn't want them to. And again, that's the second caution of the day. First one at lap 48, second one at lap 148. After nearly a 100-lap green flag run. No mistakes on that pit stop, and Johnny Benson just came out right in front of Greg Biffle. Though Benson is a lap down, so I think that actually got him back on the lead lap. Beating Labonte off of pit road. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. The green flag back in the air. Here comes Jeff Burton to the outside. What a restart from Jeff Burton. He's got his teammate, or not his teammate, I should say his brother Ward Burton right there with him. Take over position as well. Wow, Labonte got shot out of a cannon. Going into turns 3 and 4, and Jeff Burton's going to lead his first lap of the race at the line at lap 153. Terry Labonte just to the inside of Ward Burton into turn 1 now, and that will give Terry the second position. Lap car of Jeff Green. Trying to fend off for a little bit of time. Terry Labonte, a little contact with Jeff Burton. Right on his left rear. Side by side now off of turn 4. Labonte trying to crowd Jeff Burton. Now a block at the line, and Terry Labonte's back out in front again. So after a not-so-good restart, about a lap later, he's back out in front. Now Ward Burton to the inside of his brother Jeff. They're side by side for second once again. Kevin Harvick starting to close back in as well. Ward Burton was able to take that position away from Jeff Burton. Jeff Gordon's still in the top 5. He's back up to 4th, getting back around Kevin Harvick. That was the third pit stop of the race as well under that second caution. One green flag stop earlier in the day as well. Ward Burton's still stalking Terry Labonte. Labonte's not pulling away whatsoever right now. Third caution, Rudd. Yeah, if we don't get a caution before that. Wow, Labonte got tight. In the wall, off of turn 4.
Number 22 is passing low.
Still holds on to the lead, but now Ward Burton's all over his back bumper for that lead into turn 1. Jeff Gordon to second. He'll get around Ward Burton now. Terry Labonte got shot out of a cannon off of turn 4 ahead of Gordon. Dale Jr. trying to follow Jeff Gordon through there as well, up to third now. And Jr. maybe looking for second underneath Jeff Gordon into turns 1 and 2, but can't quite get underneath him. Peyton Russell, welcome to the stream. Parkway on your second account. Well, thanks, man. Hey, I greatly appreciate it for subbing. I don't recommend creating more than one account to sub to me, but if you have another account, I greatly appreciate it. You know what subs I can get. Jr. still lurking on Jeff Gordon right now. Not sure if Gordon or Jr. have led a lap yet today. I don't believe either one of them have. So you know they're going to want to try to get to the lead if they can. Try to get 5 bonus points. The only way they would have led before might have been during the cycling of green flag stops earlier in the race. That's the only other way I can think of they might have pitted. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles here. Once again in today's race. Gordon still only 0.3 of a second off the lead from Terry Labonte. Junior slowly sliding back. Gordon pulling away from him slightly. Keeping pace with Terry Labonte though in the meantime. Couple drivers on pit road. I think those are some of the guys that took the wave around, maybe hoping for another quick caution to stay on the lead lap, and that's just not going to be able to be the case. So now they're just coming off of pit road.
car entering the track ahead.
That is very true there. When it gets super intense, I definitely try to broadcast, but Jeff Gordon's been riding right on Terry Labonte's tail here, and lap traffic now coming into the picture as here is Kevin LePage. Labonte works to his inside. Slower lap car about to get in the way as well. Labonte slides up the track.
Going inside.
Page might try to get back underneath him. I think he is underneath him.
Got one out.
Labonte tries to get around Kevin Grubb in the 26.
You're clear.
Terry slides way up the track, tags the wall just a little bit. That's all it took. And once he got on it, he couldn't get off of it. Now he's trying to block Jeff Gordon going into turns 3 and 4. And now Jeff Gordon just bangs it off the wall off of turn 4 now. And Ward Burton's up to second. Jeff Burton to third. Jeff Burton to the inside of Ward Burton. It's a race for the lead once again here at Atlanta.
The 99 car is going low.
Jeff Burton looks low. A block. As Terry Labonte still tries to hold on to the lead. Ryan Newman pretty much out of nowhere today. He's going for second place now. Racing Refresh, welcome to the stream. Oh, geez. Wasn't paying attention there. And here comes the slide to the high side for Labonte. A run by Newman on the inside off of turn 4. Oh, contact! Oh, Newman's in the wall! Labonte still trying to catch his car down the front stretch. There was contact. He tried to pull a block on Newman. Newman was already there. Newman slid up in front of Jeff Burton. They made contact and Newman got a piece of the wall. We stay green. Labonte holds the lead. And now there's little to no pressure behind him. Wow, Terry almost slid into the wall off of turn 4 again. Just like that, a 1 second lead for Jeff Burton. Ethan, welcome to the stream as well. And Racing Refresh, by the way, thanks for that comment too. Greatly appreciated as always. I don't think the battle for the lead's over yet. Jeff Burton's starting to climb back into it now. Wow, Newman fell outside of the top 5 too after that move. Number of clean air advantage for Terry Labonte with these lap cars in the way, and that's really costing him. See how much tighter his car's gotten as well. Starting to push up the racetrack a little bit more. Go back to the far chase cam for now. Bonnie to the inside of Grubb. Grubb trying to block. Kevin already a couple laps down. Labonte slides, tries to keep it off of him. He did. And not only Grubb hangs on, but so does Kevin LePage. And again, Jeff Burton, about 0.2 of a second faster that last lap than Terry Labonte. Labonte's just sliding all over the place right now, and he barely keeps it off the wall off of turns 1 and 2. And again, LePage crosses him over. Both Grubb and LePage are multiple laps down already. They're both at least 2 laps down, but they are racing Labonte like they're battling him for the lead. Cleanly, but very aggressive with the blocks. Labonte a little loose off of turn 4 there, hangs on to it. Crisscrossing action going on there. Bonnie just slid right in the back of Kevin Grubb. Kevin LePage has got the wall now off of turn 4. So he backs off a little bit. Labonte to the inside of Kevin Grubb. Finally gets around him. And again, Burton was able to close just a slight bit. Bonnie now up to block Grubb. Kevin wants to get back around him. So we're halfway through the fuel run. Labonte slides way up the racetrack. He's in the wall off of turn 4. Burton able to get around LePage a lot easier than what Labonte was. And Burton's right there. And LePage does cross back over on Labonte, or sorry, not Labonte, but Jeff Burton, and clears him right back. And Jeff Burton gets back around LePage. Dale Jr. less than a second off the lead now. Ward Burton 1.1 back, 1.3 back is Labonte. Bobby Labonte, that is. On his older brother, Terry. Wow, Terry just pushed way up the racetrack. Oh, contact with Jeff Burton back to the inside. Jeff kind of rammed into his left rear. Ward Burton into the mix again. And Dale Jr. Jr.'s actually in third. Johnson into the top 5. Top 5 all within a second of the lead. Where'd Jimmy come from? Oh, they might be fanning out here. They might be 3 wide for second before long. The 2 Burton brothers at least are side by side. Junior right behind both of them. Again, Terry Labonte trying to pull away. Terry Labonte slides right back up in front of Kevin Grubb. Grubb trying to cross him back over. A little contact. Bonnie might have gotten a little loose off of turn 2. Gets back around him. It doesn't help that those guys are on fresher tires, too. Also making it harder for Labonte to get around him as well as the rest of the leaders. You've seen LePage and Grubb cross over. Even the Burtons a couple times already, too. And speaking of the Burtons, there's change of position between the two of them. Ward Burton's now shown in second, with Jeff Burton back to third. Ashton Lewis gave plenty of room for Labonte to get around him on the inside. 1.1 second lead for Terry Labonte again. Both the right side tires getting pretty worn on Labonte's car as well. Doesn't have he doesn't have heavy damage on the race car, but he's got minimal damage in the yellow most of the way around it. So he's looking to repair that under the next stop, whenever that might be. Christian Fittipaldi right in front of Terry Labonte. Terry drove it in deep into 3 and 4 to get around Fittipaldi. Clears him off of 4 cleanly. Crowded him a little bit, but he cleared him cleanly. Wanted to make sure he was going to take him in one corner and not waste too much time like he did with the other couple lap cars prior to Christian. Look at that pack of cars in 3 and 4 right now on that track map on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. There's just a huge glob of cars extending about a half a straightaway. They're just congested and clogged together. I think Labonte's thankful he's not in that mess. Some of them lap cars, some of them lead lap cars. Everyone's just holding each other up, and they probably crossed each other over for positions quite a bit too. Another 5 bonus points for Terry Labonte. He has clinched the most laps led for now the second race this season in which he's done that out of the first 4. Still in search for his first win of the year, though, and how fast that car is and how many laps he's already led tonight. Clinching the most laps led, not even 200 laps into a 325-lap race. It's pretty impressive. He'll be coming up on a rival of Greg Biffle here before long, so he's going to have to try and pass him as cleanly as he possibly can. Angel Serrano, welcome to the stream. Labonte washed away up the track again. Really keeps it off the wall, off of turn 4. Looks underneath the 0 of Jack Sprague. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the fuel run. Terry Labonte going to work his way around Brett Bodine now, and he's trying to work his way quickly around Greg Biffle. Biffle pulls the block on him, made a little contact.
Number 16 is getting in your way.
Labonte to the inside of Biffle. Into turn 3, contact as Biffle tried to wipe him out once already. Contact again as he rubs on him in 3 and 4. Both drivers able to keep it straight. Labonte still can't clear him. Again, Biffle tries to turn him now on the right rear off of turn 4. And Biffle is not going away. Couple of scary moments there for Terry Labonte, and he's finally able to drive on by Greg Biffle. He's got to be careful because the right side, especially the right rear of that car, is getting pretty well damaged once again. Mainly because of Greg Biffle that time taking not one, not two, but 3 shots at Terry Labonte. Lap 195 now. We're close to green flag stops. Dale Jr., meanwhile, back to second. He's 2.8 seconds off the lead.
If he catches you, he might try to wreck you.
Yeah, again, only 2 cautions in this race today. Well, for retaliation from Labonte. Lap 48 and lap 148. It's been about 50 laps into this green flag rundown, but we will be seeing pit stops here within the next 15 to 20 laps for most of, if not all, these drivers. It'll be their second to last pit stop of the race and their 4th total up to this point. Bobby Labonte up to second now, getting around Dale Jr. 3.1 seconds off the lead is Labonte. So the 2 Labonte brothers running 1-2. Boy, Bonnie really pushed tight in 3 and 4. Might have got back to the gas a little too soon. Plus those older tires, of course, as well.
You gotta bring it in.
Not paying him any favors. Yes, Michael, I remember your payback rule. But I'm not going to wreck Greg Biffle again. If we just keep wrecking him, he's going to keep trying to wreck us back, and we've already gotten our payback on him, so I'm not looking at escalating the feud any further unless he absolutely turns us. But he definitely tried to. He failed, but he definitely tried to. Lap 200 this time. As Terry Labonte leads. I have 125 to go this time by now. Another slower lap car coming up ahead in front of Biffle. I believe that's David Green in the 37. I said in front of Biffle. In front of Terry Labonte. Just talking about Biffle a little bit ago. Yeah, we used him season 1. I think that's the second time I've called Labonte Biffle now this season. So Labonte gets around David Green pretty cleanly. I don't think Labonte's going to catch another lap car before he has to hit pit road within a few laps, so that'll be pretty nice. Pickers 3 for 3 so far. No mistakes have been made on pit road by Labonte's crew. Hopefully they go 4 for 4. Again, still 2 more pit stops at least left for that crew today. Dale Jr. back to second, 3.8 off the lead. But Labonte definitely did not pull away over the course of this fuel run compared to what we've seen him do throughout the course of the day. He was making a couple minor mistakes at the beginning of the run as well that definitely didn't help him out once we had that last restart. You see him slide on these old tires quite a bit. Remember, Labonte ran out of gas down the back straightaway earlier today before the first green flag pit stop. He's going to stay out of the pits this time by. He's either going to be pitting at lap 205 or 206. It only costed him, or actually even gained 1 second of time just by running out of gas a little earlier last run. Big slide into 1 and 2. So Terry Labonte going to hit pit road this time by lap 205. It'll be the second to last pit stop of the day for Terry. No, and he spins coming to pit road. Caution is out. Labonte loses the lead. And he's out of fuel. Oh no, are you kidding me?
Number 22, come on.
That glitch again.
Actually led the most laps.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it just goes to show in this NASCAR Winston Cup Series, the guy with the dominant car doesn't always win.
The 5 car is starting to find out who doesn't like him out on the racetrack.
Well, when you're out there beating
The glitch came back.
Are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
Unfortunately, we're
Are you
out of time
kidding
now.
me?
Thanks for joining us. Next up is Darlington.
The out of fuel under caution glitch came back. How is it possible to run out of fuel under caution? That's the second time it did that to us. So the sad part, this time we were trying to come to pit road and I spun blocking up the tires trying to get onto pit road. Unbelievable. There's no reason why we shouldn't have won that race. I'm really disappointed in that one. It was my fault that I spun out, obviously, to bring out the caution. It was bad enough we lost the lead. It lost a lot of track position, but it's another thing to run out of fuel under caution when we shouldn't have. Especially with about 100 to go in a 500-mile race. We were just dominating. We led nearly the whole race, even after starting at the rear. Jeff Gordon's going to go on to win the race today, leading only 2 laps. Kurt Busch is going to finish in second, followed by Elliott Sadler, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Jr., your top 5. Mike Skinner finishes 6th, followed by Sterling Marlin 7th, Jeff Green 8th, Johnny Benson 9th, and Hermie Sadler rounds out the top 10. That is unbelievable. Just like Vegas, though, too, where we had the Vegas, nobody would lay off of me. We were running like 3 wide. I wasn't trying to race that hard at the beginning of the race. I was just trying to get out of everybody's way. And then before we crashed, we ended up crashing anyway. And then at Rockingham, we were leading with less than 40 to go. I was about to come into pit road for our final stop. Probably would have cycled back out as the leaders again because I think we had like a 4-second lead. And a lap car freaking took us out of the race. And now this race, with about 100 to go, dominating, we run out of fuel under caution like we did in Season 1 at Sonoma. For whatever random reason. Unbelievable. This game on this channel, we have the absolute worst luck. And the sad part is, this is just like Season 1 where we have this bad luck, and it's not even my fault. We get taken out by somebody else. The run out of fuel glitch twice now. We're only 4 races into the season, but we've only finished 1 of them. 175 laps led out of 204 laps ran. no reason why we shouldn't have won this race. We had about a 3-second lead, 4-second lead there. I mean, we never had like a huge lead at any point in time, really, but we were just consistently out in front. Nobody could pass us. And then that happened. Labonte wasn't the only one to DNF here today. He was the last of them to DNF, though. Rusty Wallace, who started on the pole and led a lot of laps early, led the first 23 laps of the race, also DNF. Michael Waltrip did not make it to the finish. He blew an engine. We saw Robbie Gordon blow an engine earlier. Casey Mears blew an engine. Ricky Craven also blew an engine 25 laps in. So, 6 drivers did not make it to the finish of today's race. We're going to take a look at the point standings real quick here. I know I said I wasn't going to do this too much at the beginning of the season at least, but I mean, we are in such a hole right now. Already. 3 races in. I tried to call it down the middle with the realistic broadcast. When stupid stuff like that happens, beyond my control. Like, what's the point, you know? Now, what's the point? Bobby Labonte takes over the points lead, 13. Again, we're only 4 races in, so the points are going to be tight for everybody. We're going to be like a couple hundred points back already, but luckily, again, we still have 32 races to go, so there's no reason why we can't come back. Problem is, we got a couple of tough races up next. We have to go to Darlington next. That will be next week. We're going to take the rest of the week off from this game on the channel. We'll go to NASCAR Heat 5 the rest of the week. I need a break from this after what's happened the last 2 days. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And we are 35th. 267 points out. 3 straight DNFs. We weren't even this far back in Season 1 at any point in time. Even early in the year. Stanton Baird's only made 1 start, and that was the Daytona 500. He finished 4th. He hasn't made a start since. Unbelievable. Should make a donation spot. I do have a link to my Patreon down in the description below. It's below or I should say it's in the description for every video and stream I do. But we do not have like a donation for Super Chat up because I need to have 1,000 subscribers before I can become eligible for that. We are not at 1,000 yet. So if you wish to donate $3 a month there, I greatly appreciate it. All by your discretion on whether you want to do it or not. But if you are looking to donate, that would be the way to go right now because we don't have Super Chat available until, again, I'm at 1,000 subscribers. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule. Again, next week will be the next 3 races of the season. 400-miler at Darlington. That's a tough racetrack, as we all know. Then we go to Bristol for the Food City 500, followed by Texas. And then the Aaron's 499 at Talladega also will be coming up here in the next couple weeks. But 3 races again next week. We'll take about a week off on the channel because we are... it was a rough last couple days on the channel with this. But Jeff Gordon goes on to win. We've had 4 different winners now in the first 4 races of the season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, share, but most importantly, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. Thanks for everybody tuning in here today. And I'll catch you tomorrow on the channel. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow at Talladega for NASCAR Heat 5 for the next race of the playoffs there. We'll get back to our at least finishing ways. No guarantee I'm going to win the race, but we will make it to the finish. NASCAR Heat 5 is a lot easier to make it to the finish compared to these full race live streams on NASCAR Thunder 04. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow at 6. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your night.